And we're back to work with Donnie Courville. How are you, sir?
Pretty good, Kevin. How are you?
Very great. Been a minute since we've talked. Nice to talk with you again, brother.
You too. Thank you for having me.
Looks like we have just about 2 weeks to go before the Hogs and Strings Cookout and Music Festival and the whole 9 yards. How are things coming? Is the planning pretty much lined up now?
Yeah, it's going great. We're having a banner year this year with sponsors,
Uh-huh.
and everyone's coming through. Every time we think we're done, somebody else jumps on board, and
Yeah.
this thing is close to everybody's heart. And when they hear about it, they want to help, and so this is going to be a banner year, I think, for us. The key now is getting the word out and getting people to show up.
Well, and that's the thing. Tell folks who may not be familiar. I can't imagine anybody not being familiar at this point, but anybody that might not be, tell folks what's the cause behind it all.
About 30 years ago, a guy named Ronnie Stockholm and his wife Sandra started a camp in Kuntz, Texas, about 8 miles north of Kuntz. He's got some property up there. He's a veteran, and he started hosting daytime hunts and outdoor outings with Boys Haven and the local children in the area. And
Mm-hmm.
he's developed that piece of property through the years, and we turned it into a camp where you can go out and fish and hunt and bring your family and camp, whatever you want to do. It's basically out access to the outdoors. It's called Indian Springs Camp. We're a 501c3 camp. We're probably pretty heavily veteran oriented. We work with veterans that are wounded primarily, but that definition is it could be anything these days. So
Yeah,
really,
he's broad.
we're open to all veterans, really.
Yeah, yeah, and kids, and you're all set up for them.
Yeah, we're all set up for them. We got camp houses out there. We've got a newly renovated lake, thanks to Harvey and the good folks that stepped up to help us renovate the lake after Harvey had damaged the lake. And we've got blinds out there for people to hunt. Everything's assisted. We've got wheelchair trails that are all ADA. We've got ADA blinds and ADA facilities, showers, you name it. Our
Mm-hmm.
cabins are all wheelchair accessible. Um, we are constantly putting money and plans into the facility,
Mm-hmm.
and we'll soon have some concrete trails that run down from our camp to the lake, and we've got a huge pier we put out there. It's just we the whole thing is access to the outdoors, and that's what
That's a
we
lot of
provide to
work.
everybody.
Yeah, coming up on the 21st, right?
That's it. So this festival is called Big Thicket Hogs and Strings, and it happens on the grounds at the camp. It's coming up on October the 21st. Yep.
Just about 2 weeks away,
Yes,
two
sir.
weekends away from right now. What do folks need to know about getting in? I suppose you can just walk up and pay at the door, right?
You can pay at the gate. It's a little more expensive to do that. It's $25 at the gate. I suggest everybody go online. You can search Big Thicket Hogs and Strings, or you go to birdies.com, hogs and strings. You can find it on the internet pretty easily. If you go on the internet, you'll save $10. It's $20 to register online.
Yeah.
And you can check in at Will Call at the gate. We'll have your name there waiting on you. So that's one
Okay.
way to do it, or you can just pay on at the front gate when you come in.
Well, you can tell by the sponsorship levels that the community is really proud of what you're doing out there and the cause behind it all. You can tell.
Yeah, yeah, we've had great support.
And I suppose you'd still take a few more sponsors if you could find them, huh?
Yeah, so we've kind of gone to print on some of our sponsor posters and our
Uh-huh.
media and whatnot, but we'll take sponsors all the way up to the end. I mean, there's certain things we can't do for our sponsors at this point, as
Uh-huh.
far as advertising and
Yeah.
things. But sometimes our sponsors understand that and they just want to help. So if you
Yeah.
guys still want to work with us, reach out to me and we can make something happen. We'll make sure you get recognized.
And are you sick of talking about Uncle Lucius?
No, not ever. No, no. Uncle Lucius is one of my favorites. I mean, there's probably a picture up here on the back wall somewhere of him, but never get sick of talking about that band. And I'm so excited we have them coming out.
I wonder if that's why it's a banner year. I wonder if that's how you have drawn such interest this year.
I think it's a few things. Coming out of COVID, people are a little more comfortable with wanting to get out. We had a slow year last year. So that, and then, factor in the heat. we've had here the last few months, and the
Yeah.
weather's getting good, and that's
Oh,
starting.
yeah.
You get the feeling good. You want to come get outside, and we're going to have good weather. I think it's going to be 80 degrees.
That's going to be
It's
great.
going to be
Yeah.
awesome.
Great time of the year to put this. What are we missing? What am I forgetting to ask you about this upcoming event that you're going to want to get out there to
Most
folks?
people like to know that, are you going to have beverages out there? Yeah, we're going to have that out there. We've got all kinds of Miller Lite products. We're going to have plenty of food. Our barbecue cookers are cooking all types of food. They're competing in pork categories. We kind of thought a pork cook-off was a little bit different than just your standard barbecue cook-off.
Oh, really?
But they're cooking other stuff too. So you might find brisket out here. The public can come out and buy sample tickets, and they can go and sample all the barbecue out there and eat as much as they want. So we have that really, really cheap on the drinks and whatnot. So most of your festivals are pretty expensive these days.
Yeah.
We find our festivals really, really it's cheap to come out and get involved with that. And I think bring a blanket, bring a lawn chair. We're going to have some awesome music. We've got an opener this year. We're going to have a prayer and flag presentation at the beginning of the event. And then that's going to be followed up by a hog calling contest because, man, I mean, hogs and strings, we got to have a hog calling contest.
Well, right? I didn't think of that. Is that a new, that's a Donnie Courville idea at the last minute, wasn't it?
It was a little last minute. No, some people have asked me about, why don't you have a hog? Well, you need to have a hog calling contest. I don't understand why you don't. We never had one. Okay, this year we got one. So all those guys that asked me about it, get your calls on. Come on,
And you got the strings. A little something for everybody.
Yeah. The music will go all day. It starts about 11 o'clock. The music will. We've got some unbelievable talent. Folk Family Revival. We've got Running on Credit. Dawn and Hawks. A lot of people have seen Dawn and Hawks on The Voice. They went really far on The Voice. Got those folks out there.
Yeah. That's where I heard that.
Yeah. Dallas Burrows coming in. He owns a music club out in New Braunfels called Redbird, and he's an extremely good singer-songwriter. We're going to have Dallas there, and of course the follow-up and finish the night off, Uncle Lucius, and it doesn't get better than that. And
no, I don't.
And they're coming in and they're going to help us keep the wolves away, man. That's the theme of this year. Keep the wolves away. That's their song, and that's what we do at the camp. We're trying to keep the wolves away, man. So come help us keep the wolves away.
Well put. Donnie Courville, thank you so much, sir.
Kevin, you're awesome. Thank you for your support so much, bud.
We'll see you out there that night, buddy. Take care.
We appreciate you. Bye.